So yeah, so that was the second race with Lightning Ida and the first race with Hayate, which I think the game says is his brother. Now we're back in Seon City, or as I like to call it, Side Quest City. Because like just about every stray bead in this neighborhood requires you to do some side quest. So this guy is kind of annoying because he'll give you what sounds like a success message whether or not you succeed. You have to go through the whole text to see whether he says the one line that indicates it was a success. Just look for the red text, as Annie told me last section.
What determines success or failure?
Well, you have to give the design. There's a girl, I'll show her later because you have to keep going back to her. There's a girl who, like, will come up with these designs. You have to match her designs. Okay, so this samurai dandy was apparently the victim of some sort of theft, and it's a really fast guy. Well, we know how to deal with fast people, at least some of them. Seems to be random whether Veil of Mist actually slows down any given character, but sometimes it works. I had an idea. Hey, why don't I light this big, what I called a brazier before, but it's actually a brazier. I mean, I knew that wasn't the way it was spelled, but I wasn't... Okay, here's some pretty shameless plugging here. Beautiful Joe, anyone? So yeah, if you make the correct design, and then you go back to her, you get some praise. But I don't know why why she said the same design for a second time, because it's supposed to be a different design. Alright, so this is a sort of mini-game that I did show, that I showed last session, and by showed I mean stumbled into. Oh, and I'm trying to light more torches now. I love the last weapons. The last three weapons, two of which I have, basically let you use your elemental powers anywhere. Like, normally you have to have a source of fire to use the fire power, but now my source of fire is on my back, so I can use it anywhere.
Rather than having to look for torches and stuff like that.
Yes. I mean, I've come up with a name, although someone else has probably come up with a similar name for, stupid whirlpools. For certain things that appear in video games, I call them lock and key powers. Like, for example, in Donkey Kong 64, there are all these places that you can access only by going through a very small hole. And of course there's going to be a tiny barrel near one of those things. So it's like, this power seems cool, but it's really just sort of a key to open a certain lock. And of course it's hard to design things such that an ability will be something more than that. But it's cool when you can do that. Am I making any sense?
You're actually breaking it just a little bit.
Well, maybe it'll resolve itself, I hope so. Anyway, you get...
I heard you talk about the barrel, and that was the last I heard.
But you can hear me now.
I can hear you fine now,
Yeah, I was just saying that it takes an especially creative game designer to make powers that you need, but that aren't just like that. So, I kept making a mistake that's pretty easy to make, and running out of ink here, which slows things down, I guess.
Oh yeah, because things kind of regenerate, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I'm realizing that now and starting to let more of it recover. And in terms of the rewards that you get for these things, it's not an all or nothing deal. You get more praise depending on how quickly you go. Like if you have less than 30 seconds left at the end, then you get only a little praise. If you have more than 30 seconds but less than 2 minutes left, you get more. If you have more than 2 minutes left, then you get the maximum amount. And just as we're watching this and I'm remembering what comes next in the video, I'm wondering whether I need to go back and do something before the next session. So I just sort of got lost this time. And I run out of ink again. I mean, throughout the... Since I got the, the golden ink pot. You stay put right here, buddy. I'm going to show you it wouldn't have been quicker to walk. Yeah, the game makes it sort of easier by having a giant glowing pillar at the site where you're supposed to take the person. And you get a measly 5 praise for being slow like I was. Oh look, there's another passenger here. Yeah, so did everybody. Have we even seen a ferry? I don't think we've seen a ferry in this city. No wonder it's not turning up. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe he's the protagonist of some other game, and he needs to do something in this city before ferry service starts up again. You know how that happens in a lot of games?
Like how he's got you gotta get the side quest done, and then it'll open up the new stuff.
No, I'm talking about the main quest, you know, yeah, there's a train that goes to this city, but it's out of commission now, and then you do some part of the main quest, and suddenly the train's working again.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that in this game.
Well, a lot of stuff is like, you need this power to go here.
Yeah.
So this time I was smart, and I used an Infinity Stone, which means I don't need to worry about running out of ink. What I was going to say before, now if I could just figure out some way not to get caught in these stupid whirlpools, I'd be set. What I was going to say before was that, like, since I've gotten the golden ink pot, running out of ink just in battle really hasn't been a problem, so I guess I forgot about... I wasn't thinking about running out of it, but of course when you're using a power like every couple seconds, then even the golden ink pot won't let it recover quickly enough. Okay, now this is the best you can get, because I have more than 2 minutes left. Even if you're not looking at the timer, you can know how well you're doing, because, like, if the person says something about... If the person comments on, you know, that it's not going very quickly, that was a lovely circle, don't you think?
I'm kind of surprised the game registered it.
You can basically draw anything in the water that's not like a waterspout, and it'll count it as... It'll count it for that one. That's one of the easier powers to use on the Wii.
How many of the crazy taxi missions do you have to
Crazy Taxi, that's a good way to put it. I think I'll call this episode Crazy Water Taxi. I think there are 3. I think this may be one that I've already done, but I didn't get the best. Like, I didn't get all the praise you could get.
So you're just sitting and spinning.
Yes. Crazy Barfy Water Taxi. And I'm just, making everything else blow around, too. Just because these people are too lazy to walk. I'm not sure whether I realized by this point that the Infinity Stone has run out. You see, I don't have the disco ink pots anymore. Oh, on the other hand, I see where I need to go now, and there is some time left. And she's apparently singing all this time. Or at least humming. Okay, there we go. The reason why I only got 15 praise was because, I got the rest of it the other time I did it.
Yeah, I got you. So there's a certain amount of praise that each one gives you, and once they've given you, part of it, they only have so much they can give you after it.
Right. Each unit of praise that you can get in this game, you can get only once.
I see.
So there's a limited amount that you can get, but the total amount is quite a bit higher than what you need to upgrade everything. So there's some leeway.
Okay, I see.
This is back in the aristocratic quarter, in the house with the cat statues on the back, so you need to use Catwalk. And this is just another house, nothing really that important in it, but I missed a treasure and a couple of trees to bloom, so I'm showing it. Now's not the time to be resting on our laurels, I say, as I'm just sitting here. Notice the dog you're looking at is very white. In other words, not very dirty. That sounded horribly racist.
I think the game said it, not you.
And I'm like, wait a minute, why is it full daylight there? It's not full daylight anywhere. And I'm also thinking that maybe I can get out, but no, those screens are apparently made out of some very, very tough material. I love it how all these people just have rain clouds appear above their heads when they say certain things.
Just get sad, get mad, get glad.
Very localized weather.
That's like... it's like... Imagine being the weatherman in that universe.
Well, there's... In the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, there's one person who's a rain god. Not in that he can actually control rain, but in that it is literally always raining wherever he goes.